had
Mhm.
some rental houses. Right now I'm down back to my main property and just one commercial building that I have for fun, shared with friends. However, I do think real estate is possibly the best way to get wealthy quickly because you're combining the value of your money, like capital that you're investing, with hopefully a lot of skill that you bring to the table in terms of interpersonal skill and knowledge of your market and knowledge of like the financial system. So it's like a job and an investment all in one. So all I can say is get the skills, and I've been to some Azreia presentations, and they're a great place because there's people, including yourself, went up on the stage, and then you just like do this fire hose of knowledge that gets people ahead a lot faster. So that'll help people stop. They'll get into it without making huge mistakes, with like a naive
Mhm.
person would do. And then secondly, if you combine that with fire movement stuff, which is my perspective, and that's how to do things efficiently and how to keep your hard-earned winnings, or sometimes it's easy earned winnings, and those are actually the most dangerous because you're like, hey, I just made $60,000, and then you blow it on something, whereas that
Yeah.
could have been a massive chunk of freedom that could fund your next investment
Mhm.
and pay off like forever. So yeah, I would say work hard to make these real estate profits, but then once you got them, be really shrewd with them. Like make sure that
Yep.
they're going to more investment, not getting wasted. And furthermore,
Right.
make sure you have an end game rather than just more houses and more income, because you can grind as much as you want as long as you enjoy it, but you should also know what other options are available to you, which is complete freedom. And that's what I
Mhm.
try to preach to people, because I know people have better lives if they enjoy their work, but they also have a huge amount of choices of the work they take on.
So Pete, let me ask you this, right? Because you got two, let's just say you got two thoughts here, right? You have the college student that's coming out of college, right? And they just now getting that first job where they're making, substantial amount of income. And then you have the older population, and I'm gonna talk to myself, got a lot of gray hairs, right? That are already
Mhm.
kind of set in our ways, and yeah, and we've already made some of those mistakes, of buying a big car, buying a nice house, and now we're living paycheck to paycheck. I want to talk to both of those populations, right? So let's start with the younger population. What can they do getting out of college, getting that first job? What's some of the steps that they should take so they can start working towards early retirement?
Yeah, well, the answer is probably the same for both the younger and the older people.
Okay.
But a lot of times when you're younger in your life, you have some easier choices to make, because if you're not already married with kids on the go and stuff, then the choices only affect you, which is really nice. Some people might want to
Hmm.
choose to live in a smaller apartment for the first years of their career so they can save more. And my big thing is not like thinking of your time as valuable, uh, and your money, not just money. Like a lot of people just focus
Right.
on that. So, for example, a lot of people will think I'm going to get a house that's like only in quotation marks, like 40-minute drive to work. And that's like huge. Like if you think about the value of that 40 minutes of time times two every day that you drive to work, you're
Hmm.
actually burning like hundreds of thousands of dollars of time, plus the expense of all that driving and gas and
Right.
everything. So I always encourage people to like optimize their life so you're not wasting a lot of time, and you're getting multiple things done at once. Like live close to work if you have to go to an in-person job.
Okay.
Do some way that, preferably you can power yourself to work, so that way you're getting health benefits while you're on the way to work. I always lived within biking distance to work, and I used to bike year round, like whether it was 100 degrees or negative 10, because that's good for your body. And then I'm still getting to work and I'm not having to drive. And of course, I chose to live close to work. And I
Okay.
loved, getting all these win-win situations instead of lose-win, right? If you buy like an unreliable car that's always giving you a hassle because you think it saves money, that's a lose-win because you got a bad situation in your life, and the win part is just saving a bit of money. I try to avoid those, and I try to like make changes in my life that are only a win-win.